Natasha. I'm going to go to the newsroom.
Coming up in NBN News, political fallout. The Albanese government grapples with the implications of suspending a renegade backbencher. Samantha Mostyn sworn in as Australia's 28th Governor-General. An extraordinary siege on the Sunshine Coast. A man arrested in a waterway after crashing a car into a house. Whale wonder, the extraordinary encounter captured off the Tweed coast. And hunter-diver Rhiannon Ifland wins at the sport's spiritual home in Italy. That's next. Tonight, taking aim and abstaining from voting. Labor's suspended senator hits back and creates more work for the government.
A man refused bail after being charged with murdering a Northern Rivers mother of 3.
3 hours of chaos. A stolen ute smashes into a home, triggering a standoff on a boat.
Australia's 28th Governor-General sworn in with a promise for change.
And Souths believe again as they look to their Taree star to take them to the finals.
This is NBN News with Gavin and Natasha Beyersdorf.
Good evening. Labor Senator Fatima Payman says she's been exiled by her colleagues and is now considering her future.
Her absence could create a dilemma for Prime Minister Anthony Albanese by leaving the government with one less vote in the Senate, ahead of a move to end a lucrative export industry.
Embraced in the Senate chamber this morning, Fatima Payman is tonight proving a thorn in the government's side.
There is frustration, there's no doubt about that.
In a statement this afternoon, Senator Payman said, "I have lost all contact with my caucus colleagues. I have been exiled. These actions lead me to believe that some members are attempting to intimidate me into resigning from the Senate."
You have rules and regulations. It costs a load of money, and I say that politely to get other people up, that people have no idea who they are and they're running off your flag.
Senator Payman will now abstain from all votes, leaving the government a vote down, meaning likely there'll be more negotiations and concessions with the crossbench.
I believe that in the Labor Party we make much more progress and we get much more done when we act collectively rather than individually.
A vote is imminent on the government's plan to ban live sheep exports from 2028. The industry is predominantly in Western Australia and ships largely to the Middle East.
She's prepared to cross the floor for the Palestinian people. She should cross the floor again for the West Australian people.
Vote for the food security into Palestine, which the live sheep industry actually facilitates.
The government is confident it has the numbers to get the bills through tonight, but this whole saga could now unleash a new political movement.
How Anthony Albanese has treated Senator Payman, it is disgusting, it is deplorable, and we expected a lot better.
Mahmood Hawilla says he's advising a collection of Muslim organisations tonight vowing to target 4 Labor MPs in multicultural seats, including 2 members of cabinet.
Whether she forms her own party, whether she becomes an independent, or whether she goes to the Green, she has the Arab, Muslim and Palestinian community's support.
Charles Croucher, NBN News.
The Liberals and Nationals may be about to split in New South Wales, with an urgent meeting scheduled for tomorrow. It's been triggered by a Facebook post by Nationals MP Wes Fang, accusing Liberal leader Mark Speakman of pretending to care about the Riverina. Mr Speakman then tried to remove Mr Fang from his front bench role, but did not have the support of Nationals leader Dugald Saunders.
A man remains in custody tonight accused of murdering casino mother of 3 Sarah Miles. 31-year-old Dwayne John Crichton didn't appear in court today as he was refused bail over an alleged crime that's left a community reeling.
Flowers placed to honour the life of Sarah Miles, a life allegedly cut short by her partner. The mother of 3 was found by police in a casino home at 2:30 on Saturday morning, suffering head injuries. Despite the efforts of paramedics, she died at the scene. An investigation is underway into the response to the incident, with claims it took police nearly an hour to arrive after the 000 call was made.
I made the call at 1:32 because we heard a woman's voice very faintly calling out for help.
2 days on, forensic officers were still at the Johnston Street home today, as Lismore local court heard the case of her accused killer, Dwayne John Creighton. Originally set to face a magistrate via video link, the 31-year-old was instead granted permission not to appear and was represented by his lawyer. Creighton made no application for bail and remains in custody. He's set to face Lismore Local Court on August 28. Sarah's heartbroken friends and family struggling with their loss.
She was lovely, sweet and kind, pretty, long blonde hair. She's just a lovely girl.
Andrew Dew, NBN News.
A new beginning tonight with Samantha Mostyn sworn in as the 28th Governor-General of Australia. She's the second woman to take the country's highest office and she's promising to make a difference.
A traditional salute for a trailblazer who's anything but conventional.
I will be an optimistic, modern and visible Governor-General committed to the service and contribution that all Australians expect and deserve from the holder of this office.
A businesswoman, lawyer, policy advisor, the first female AFL Commissioner, now Samantha Mostyn is Australia's 28th Governor-General.
In Her Excellency Sam Mostyn, our nation has the right leader.
In Her Excellency Sam Mostyn, we have a distinguished Australian.
A moment to celebrate, but also acknowledge the challenges communities face.
Many Australians express concerns about the global political environment and the range of conflicts around the world at this time. They ask whether young Australians will enjoy the benefits of this country in the way that older generations have.
And a promise for change.
I believe that these testing times call for an unstinting focus on kindness, on care, and on respect.
Samantha Mostyn now calls Government House here in Canberra home, taking over from her predecessor David Hurley, the changing of the guard marking a fresh chapter for our nation.
You're allowed to mingle again.
I can mingle. The appointment coming with controversy over a $200,000 pay increase to the role, setting Miss Mostyn's salary at $709,000. Despite those concerns, her commitment can't be missed.
I'm now going to get to work. Thank you.
Claudia Verdonjak, NBN News.
Frustration for NAB customers this afternoon with an outage hitting the bank's app and internet banking service, stopping online transactions. The bank, which has 10 million customers, has apologised. The problem was resolved late this afternoon.
Activists targeting coal companies and the Port of Newcastle have delayed trains on the Hunter Line for a 7th day in a row. Police and transport operators say the action is putting lives at risk, with one government minister labelling it moronic behaviour.
Trudging through bushland, activists aged 17 to 77 make their way towards the Hunter rail line, torches and rigging equipment at hand. The days of protest action prompting police to establish a strike force.
I know that we're seeing some of this moronic behaviour, quite frankly.
Extra resources have been called in, including Polair, the dog unit, and rescue teams. The protests are the work of environmental group Blockade Australia, targeting coal and the Port of Newcastle.
Quite frankly, I want the police to give them the full force of the law, arrest them and get them out of danger's way. Not only are they putting themselves in danger, but they're putting the good police of New South Wales in danger as well, and this government won't have it.
The port says its operations are unaffected, but the impact is being felt by Hunter residents, with more than 100 passenger train services between Newcastle and Scone and Dungog cancelled since the coordinated action began.
Pushing commuters off trains, potentially into private cars, is not a good outcome. We really need them to stop doing this. There are ways for legitimate protests to happen, but what they are doing is reckless and dangerous and puts lives at risk.
Since Tuesday, 17 people have been charged with a combined total of 51 offences. Local companies who use the train line are now questioning if the penalties are harsh enough to deter protesters. Blockade Australia did not respond to our request for an interview, but online it has celebrated members being released from custody with what it calls small fines.
If these people do not stop doing what they're doing, we will have a tragedy, and everything that Transport and ARTC and police are doing, the extra resources that are being put in place, is to avoid that from happening.
Commuters are being advised to check the Transport website for real-time updates. Tony Abragetti, NBN News.
Home values in Newcastle and Lake Macquarie increased by 0.5% in June, according to new figures. That's slightly lower than the national average of 0.7, or a $59,000 increase. For the Hunter Valley, excluding Newcastle, prices crept 0.6% higher to $689,000, while the average price in Newcastle and Lake Macquarie is now more than $892,000. Experts say a lack of supply is still the main factor driving up home values.
There was a maths lesson with a difference today for 150 Indigenous high school students from the Hunter and Central Coast. A University of Newcastle program at McDonald Jones Stadium saw pupils find a new perspective on numeracy using rugby league.
The physical skills of passing, running, kicking, or some of the administrative skills like managing a salary cap, or thinking about the area of the field, and those different types of ways that we can teach maths in fun ways.
The students even getting a special visit from Knights players.
Paris isn't the only place Aussies are looking to hit a high note this month. 26 Hunter singers are preparing to head to the World Choir Games in Auckland, confident they won't fall flat after twice claiming gold in 2023.
These competitors are gearing up for what's known as the Choir Olympics. The World Choir Games is the largest festival and competition of its kind on Earth.
There's over 12,000 choristers, will be my understanding, this year, and there's over 400 choirs.
And Newcastle's Chamber Choir has made the cut. It's bound for Auckland for the 2-week sing-off, which starts on the 10th of July.
We went for the first time last year to South Korea, and we got 2 gold medals, which we're very proud about. So this year we're going again to compete with the champions in the champion division.
Judges score each choir on 5 categories. Armed with an entirely new repertoire of all Aussie songs, the 26 members are looking to strike a chord and bring home gold again.
We're incredibly confident with our musical performance, so we're locked and loaded and ready to go.
We do this suite of Australian songs, 3 Australian bush songs, actually, and it sort of goes from dawn through the day with all the birds and all the bird calls through to sunset.
And they're hoping the community will pitch in too.
We're not a professional group, so we often are mistaken as one, because I feel like we perform really well in public, but we're completely self-funded, and we'd really appreciate any support that people would be willing to give us.
Olivia Dillon, NBN News.
The cold southerly winds of July are here, dragging in more showers this evening. It was a cold one, only maxing out in the mid-teens across the region.
Still ahead in NBN News, the dramatic takedown following a ute crash and a tense standoff at sea.
A problematic new poll for Joe Biden as he's urged to stay in the US election race.
And a world-leading medical institute's new focus on the Hunter and New England.
This could be the only ad you see today that is actually good for your health. And not just because there's an offer at the end of it. This is like a massage for your brain. No loud noises, no annoying jingles. Just health insurance from a healthier place. And up to $800 in e-gift cards when you join. T's and C's apply.
Your favourite Wonder Bread just got healthier.
What? No!
It's okay. It's Wonder's new 5-star range with the same Wonder taste and softness you love. Yes!
Amazing!
Wonder 5 health star rating range with 3 times the fibre and prebiotic.
It's the best thing since ever!
Wonder 5-star. 5-star health, 5-star taste.
An ordinary brush can leave more plaque behind, Lara. Well, plaque can lead you here paying for cavities. That's why I switched to Oral-B Electric and Taste. Its round brush head remove up to 100% more plaque. Don't let cavities make you pay.
There are
some things in life you might regret, and there are some things you don't. Pay the same price at every Honda centre in your state or territory. Plus, get 5 scheduled services for $199 each as standard. You don't regret a Honda.
When the lucky country isn't so lucky, it's lucky you're with Amy.
Lucky you're with Amy.
Not again! Why do I always bruise like a peach?
Look, it's Bruises, the fast, easy way to assist with bruising, swelling, scars and wound healing.
Well, I'm ripe for the picking now.
Bruises, available from leading pharmacies and clinics.
Montgomery Homes have been building houses in New South Wales for over 35 years. And that's how you know you can always rely on and feel at home with Montgomery Homes.
Jack sold his motorbike in his 20s to buy Mia's engagement ring. Today, it's his turn for a surprise. IMB Bank, right by you.
School of Rock the Musical lands in Newcastle. Based on the legendary film. And with a rocking new score from Andrew Lloyd Webber. July School Holidays. Book now.
There was 3 hours of chaos on the Sunshine Coast today, with a family home badly damaged, a dramatic police standoff, and finally an arrest at sea. A man allegedly stole a car before crashing it into a house and fleeing, leading police on a bizarre chase.
A family living room smashed to pieces. The suspected stolen ute has just ploughed through the front of a Sunshine Coast home.
And it just sounded like a bomb had gone off.
Landing metres from those asleep inside.
Just woke up and thought, Jesus, it's the end of the world. Something crashed into my house. I didn't know what was going on.
Police say the driver quickly took off, homeowner Aaron in pursuit.
Chased him down the road, out onto the esplanade, and then waded into the water and trying to get away that way.
Escaping via boat appeared to be the plan, climbing aboard one before switching out his getaway ride, as our news chopper circled above. For almost an hour, negotiators tried to coax him out, the 28-year-old man allegedly armed and threatening officers.
Armed himself with some knives.
Then a mad dash, a dangerous game of cat and mouse. Police launched pepper spray and it worked for a moment, but the standoff continued. He desperately tried to stop the burning until finally, admitting defeat, hands in the air, he surrendered. After more than 3 hours, this major police operation has finally come to an end. These negotiations coming to a close, the man right now being led away by police. He was taken to hospital with charges expected to be laid later tonight.
I have not been to an incident like this in my time.
Police praising Aaron for his quick thinking.
He was able to give us a really good idea about where this person was, and I commend him for that, and as long as he stays safe, that's the main thing. But he was excellent.
But for Emma and Aaron, the ordeal is far from over. Reality sinking in, their home won't be safe to return to for quite some time.
It's just destruction everywhere.
We're not going to let it get us down.
We'll be right here. It'll be fine. Once it's only mortar and bricks, isn't it?
Bailey Kenzie, NBN News.
At least 18 people are dead and 30 injured following coordinated attacks on a wedding, a funeral and a hospital in Nigeria. They're believed to have been carried out by female suicide bombers. The country's president has labelled the attacks desperate acts of terror.
A gas explosion at a restaurant in Western Turkey has killed 5 people and injured more than 60 others. The blast ripped apart the building in the port city of Izmir. Authorities have arrested a man who replaced a propane tank at the restaurant a day earlier. Families of the victims of 2 Boeing plane crashes are tonight furious at the prospect of a plea deal between the US government and the aviation giant. Boeing can either accept the deal or risk going to trial. The families say there's no accountability.
2 crashes, 5 months apart, 364 innocent lives lost, and now Boeing's culpability will be on record.
Give us our day in trial with them.
with all of them.
The US Justice Department plans to charge the embattled aerospace company with criminal fraud and will offer a deal for a guilty plea, a $365 million fine and 3 years of company oversight by an independent monitor.
I don't believe any type of fraud charge would be sufficient for loss of human life.
Relatives of the victims of the 2018 Lion Air and the 2019 Ethiopian Air crashes were briefed by the department today. They say it appears to be a sweetheart deal that fails to hold individuals accountable, and they will ask the Texas judge to reject it. These charges will come as a blow to Boeing's reputation and to its company finances, all as it grapples with an ongoing crisis following the Alaska Airlines door plug blowout. Boeing is blaming the incident on missing paperwork. Earlier this month, its outgoing CEO was hauled in front of Congress.
Frankly, sir, I think it's a travesty that you're still on your job.
And brought reporters through the 737 MAX factory in Washington state.
I feel very confident that it will not happen again.
A promise of a new era of transparency, but it won't take the heat off the company's failures. Alison Petrowski, NBN News.
There are reports Joe Biden's family has urged him to stay in the race for re-election, despite a disastrous debate performance. The US president headed to Camp David with his children and grandchildren yesterday. New polling suggests 72% of registered voters don't believe Mr. Biden has the mental and cognitive health to serve as president again.
Its studies help prevent, treat and defeat a range of serious illnesses. But the Hunter Medical Research Institute wants to do more. Already world-renowned, today it unveiled a bold new strategy to better connect with the communities in its own backyard.
A colourful new era as HMRI launches its next chapter. More than 25 years since it began, there's so much to celebrate, with medical discoveries and breakthroughs made in the Hunter. The Institute's director says naming its biggest achievement is like picking a favourite child.
But certainly we have absolutely led the way in stroke, in the early detection and diagnosis of stroke. In the cancer area, we have made huge and first breakthroughs in melanoma that have never been made before.
HMRI's success has been driven by 1,700 medical researchers, students and support staff. But market research has revealed there's a significant segment of the community it hasn't yet reached. So the Institute today released a new brand and strategic plan with bold colours and a logo, moving from blue and green to orange and purple. But it's not just about looks.
The thing that we want to do and what this new brand signifies is make sure that in doing that, we are doing research and addressing the health and medical needs that are relevant and pertinent to our million people here in our community.
That means more involvement from those living in the Hunter and New England through clinical trials, business partnerships and donations.
We'll be leading some key initiatives that will help us be the highest per capita participation population rate in Australia.
Coinciding with the rebrand, a vibrant mural by local artist Brett Puver now welcomes staff and visitors as HMRI embarks on the next 25 years. Jane Goldsmith, NBN News.
A cold and cloudy start to winter's middle month, and there's more to come. There was very little sunshine on offer today, especially under the cloud band affecting northern New South Wales. Rain will continue to fall from that cloud band as it moves into southeast Queensland. Along the coast, the southerly winds will continue to drive in showers, heavier around the Coffs Coast, a trend that is going to last all week long. There'll also be a few isolated showers inland tomorrow, affecting the northwest. Snow showers above 1,500 metres. The north coast will experience some heavy showers at times.
Next, wild pursuit dashcam captures the moment a man leant out of a car to shoot at police.
That wasn't meant to happen. An accidental rocket launch ends in a fiery failure.
And a bumper season on our coast for an Aussie battler.
My daughter did teach me many things. I was the one that gave Mum Fairy 30-minute miracle. And Steph taught me to save energy by switching from 60 to 30 in the Electrolux dishwasher. Looks clean.
See, in 30 minutes.
That's Fairy squeaking clean.
There is an urgent recall on solar home batteries. Affected batteries may overheat and catch fire, resulting in property damage, injury or death. If you have an affected battery, immediately switch it off until it is remedied free of charge. Search LG Home Battery Recall to check.
You won't believe who just went electric.
We just believed, just like Barry.
What made you finally go electric?
Because it's a Toyota.
The all-new, all-electric Toyota BZ4X. Charge on. Toyota.
Claire stayed in this amazing hotel and paid this much for her room. Jess found the same hotel in Trivago and paid a lot less. Trivago compares hotel offers from different booking sites so you can easily find your deal. Hotel Trivago.
We just did it casually at the start.
But we started buying our own and doing it in private. Or was it in secret?
When did it become compulsive? Necessary, even.
Maybe it's time to ask.
Why are we still doing this?
Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra. We can see more of the world than ever. With Bridgestone Tech Check, you see what needs repairing now and what can wait, so you can go with confidence. Bridgestone Select Tyre and Auto.
Harriet, rebar. Tough, strong, comfortable. Harriet, rebar, and here's the blocker bar.
Get the job done right every time with Taylor's Outdoor Power Equipment. Get the biggest brands and the best products from the experts, plus accessories, parts, and service and repairs. So get into one of Taylor's 4 big locations or go online today.
I knew divorce would be tough, but I had no idea just how tough the property settlement would be. Beyersdorf sorted it, sorted my ex as well. Thanks, Beyersdorf.
Get it sorted. Call Beyersdorf Lawyers.
We all need fibre for our digestive health, but 70% of Australians don't get enough each day. Good thing Metamucil gummies are an easy way to get prebiotic plant-based fibre, with more fibre than a whole cup of broccoli. Metamucil gummies, the easy way to get your daily fibre.
You're watching NBN News. These are our top local stories. The man accused of murdering casino woman Sarah Miles remains in custody after the case was briefly heard in court today. Climate activists have blocked coal trains in the Hunter for a 7th day, with one government minister labelling it moronic behaviour. An inquiry into vet staff levels has revealed significant shortages across New South Wales and made recommendations aimed at reducing burnout. Central Coast nurses have rallied outside Gosford Hospital demanding better staff ratios as EDs fill up with winter flu cases. And Cobbs Harbour is preparing to welcome the Cronulla Sharks to town tomorrow ahead of Friday's NRL match against the Titans.
7 people are dead after fierce storms swept across Italy, France and Switzerland. 3 of the victims were killed when heavy rain caused a landslide in the Swiss Alps. Extreme weather has been felt right across the continent, with several areas near Athens evacuated due to wildfires.
A huge blow for French President Emmanuel Macron, with an embarrassing polling result which could have enormous ramifications for Europe. In the first round of a snap election, the country gave the far right its biggest vote since World War II.
Emmanuel Macron casting his ballot in an election widely seen as the French president's biggest gamble. It was a bad bet. The cheers are from supporters of the far-right National Rally Party he tried to thwart, run by Macron's arch-rival Marine Le Pen. Macron called a snap national vote 3 weeks ago, spooked by the right's success in European elections. In recent years, Le Pen has tried to soften National Rally's hard-right history, aided by its young, charismatic party president, Jordan Bardella. Voter Eveline says it's important to get back to some sort of normality and to try to block extremism. Instead, amid the highest turnout in more than 20 years, political extremes were the winners. Right wing had the largest share of exit polling, followed by a block of left-wing parties, and Macron's centrist group third. It's an extraordinary turnaround for Le Pen and her party, and a blow for Macron. Final results won't be known until the runoff vote next Sunday. But Jordan Bardella, at 28, could become France's next Prime Minister. Macron remains president regardless of the outcome, but he's facing an awkward power-sharing arrangement with a political nemesis just in time for the Olympics. In London, Brett McLeod, NBN News.
A pursuit in Dallas escalated when the suspect leaned out of his moving car and shot at police moments before the vehicle was seen weaving through traffic at a red light. Officers eventually caught up with the man and opened fire. He's now in hospital in a critical condition.
As far as accidents go, this one is up there. A Chinese space company was carrying out routine engine tests when its rocket broke free and took flight. The unintended launch lasted roughly a minute before the rocket crashed to the ground. The company's dream of making it to space in the coming months going up in flames as well.
There was an emotional end to this year's Glastonbury Music Festival with Michael J. Fox joining Coldplay on stage. The actor, who was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 1991, played guitar in his wheelchair for the band's hit Fix You. Frontman Chris Martin credited Fox's movie Back to the Future as the reason the band was formed. Footwear giant Nike has seen its share price plummet after revealing sales growth has stalled. Here's finance editor Chris Kohler.
It may be one of the most valuable brands in the world, but if sales get weaker, people panic. And that's what just happened to Nike. The shares had their worst day in 44 years after the company projected a bigger fall in revenue than expected in the year ahead. What it means is that in one day, Nike lost almost $30 billion in market value. Here on our market, it was a chance to turn over a new leaf. After all, the new financial year kicked off, but the share market fell, with tech and banking stocks coming under pressure, while big mining companies actually regained a little of the ground they've been losing over the last few months. And this time last year, the Australian dollar was buying 66.6 US cents, and today it's buying 66.7 US cents. And appropriately, it was steady today too.
A killer product is now banned across the country. From today, in a world first, engineered stone can no longer be manufactured, supplied or used. The products, popular in renovations and new builds, have been linked to silicosis, an incurable disease caused by inhaling silica dust. It's estimated people with the disease lose on average more than 11 years of life. Well, tonight we can bring you news of a bilby breakthrough. New South Wales scientists have mapped the genetic blueprint of the threatened species for the first time, and it could ensure the much-loved marsupial's survival.
In their chocolate form, they have been loved by Aussie kids for yonks. But sadly, the bilby's size makes them the perfect snack for the foxes and cats introduced on European settlement. Just 20% left, now mostly living behind fenced zones of safety. And that makes today's announcement that scientists at the University of Sydney have mapped the genome of the bilby, its 3.6 billion links of DNA, a significant step in its survival.
If a species has a disease, we can go look at specifically at immune genes. If a species is not breeding well, we can go look at specifically the genes involved in reproduction.
Comparing it to having the picture on the box top of a jigsaw puzzle, the mapped bilby genome means individuals can be identified.
As populations change, you might need to put some more animals in or take a large cohort out.
Being able to know where those genes are and how to find them is why we need the reference genome.
Conservation programs in bilby-styled gated communities have already shown success. But this new research will greatly help create a much broader genetic pool for what is known as the bush bulldozer.
Lots of species use their burrows for shelter. The burrows also help with water penetration and aeration of soils and seed germination, so they're a really important part of Australian ecosystems.
At Taronga Zoo, Mike Dalton, NBN News.
And wildlife experts are celebrating a bumper sea turtle nesting season, with nearly 900 hatchlings entering the water at New South Wales beaches. Among them, 6 tiny loggerhead turtles released at Diamond Beach near Foster. Staff at National Parks and Wildlife invested more than 800 hours during the season monitoring and protecting nests. Obviously, time well spent.
Yeah, for sure. Good.
All right, let's move to sport now with Adam Murray.
Adam, Newcastle's coach will have to change a winning side.
Yeah, good evening, guys. Phoenix Crossland, he won't be on the bus to Canberra. He's out after a nasty concussion. While at Manly, the Seagulls are going to great lengths to protect Tom Trbojevic. Find out how next. Also ahead, the end of an era for Australian rugby and the latest from courtside ahead of the biggest Grand Slam of them all.
Movement that inspires. Here he is, little Logan. You wouldn't guess he's had an earache an hour ago, would you? A quick trip to the doctor and a dose of children's Panadol. Now look at him. Watch out, Mum. Go Logan. Help them back to their awesome best with children's Panadol.
Trailblazers, wildcards, middle-hour maestros. No one dictates their dinner. Armed with nothing more than a trolley token, marching to the beat of their own wallets. They've got groceries in the bag. They're Aldi to the core. Aldi, good different.
Your favourite Wonder Bread just got healthier.
What? No!
It's okay. It's Wonder's new 5-star range, with the same Wonder taste and softness you love. Yes!
Amazing!
Wonder 5 health star rating range with 3 times the fibre and prebiotic.
It's the best thing since ever!
Wonder 5-star. 5-star health, 5-star taste.
Your car's with you on the journey, wherever you're going in life. And a car doesn't have to move fast to move you. If it's precious to you, protect it with us. GIO. Protect Precious.
Universities matter because of what matters to us, like crops that survive droughts and medical research. For more ways universities benefit us all, visit universitiesmatter.edu.au.
The King Living Winter Sale ends soon. Save up to 50% on Australian-designed, award-winning furniture. So why buy ordinary furniture when you can come home to King? Hurry, sale ends soon.
Disney on Ice is hitting the road and you're invited. Once the fun starts, it never stops. At Disney on Ice presents Road Trip Adventures, Newcastle Entertainment Centre from July 11th. Book now at Ticketek.
Golf lovers, see Australia's best PGA players at the Hawks Nest Beachside Pro-Am, August 23 and 24. Spectators are welcome to come and experience all the excitement up close. Details visit hawksnestgolfclub.com.au.
They sacked their coach and have spent most of the year at the bottom of the ladder, but the Rabbitohs say they can still play finals footy. To help them get there and inform Latrell Mitchell, who teammates believe can reclaim the mantle as the game's best player.
There's a real aura about Latrell Mitchell right now. Fit, happy, and back to his best.
When he's on, he's the best player in the comp by far, and just what he can do with the ball and the aggression he brings. And obviously, when he's in the team, he gives everyone a little bit more confidence, and that's what he's done when he's come back. And you've seen it last Wednesday night how good he is and how much aura he has about him.
The Rabbitohs have finally found some form with 4 wins on the trot. Incredibly, they're just 2 wins outside the top 8 and still a chance of making the finals.
No one's that good at maths here, really, so I think I might be the best at maths. We were leading the comp last year after 12 rounds and we managed to not make the finals, so it should go both ways, shouldn't it, really?
Just reverse it.
reverse it.
Numbers aside, the belief at the Bunnies is sky high.
The more wins that we've got together, the more confident we get that we can actually reach finals. And, the way we're playing, we feel that we can beat any team.
This week, they face the Eels, led by Origin hero Mitchell Moses, the star halfback playing down his man-of-the-match performance.
That game's done now. It's over and it means nothing really. So we need to get the job done. Come game 3 and up Suncorp and see what happens there. But it means nothing now really.
Emma Lawrence, NBN News.
Phoenix Crossland won't play in Canberra on Sunday afternoon when the Knights take on the Raiders. He suffered a Category 1 concussion against the Eels, meaning he'll complete the NRL's mandatory 11-day stand-down.
It's just one that he got the timing of it a little bit right, probably picked the wrong target in Sevo, but geez, he gets them right. He gets those tackles right a lot of the time for us.
Adam O'Brien will name his side tomorrow. It's the season's biggest positional switch and a move Manly hopes will extend the career of Tom Trbojevic. Tonight, coach Anthony Seibold explains why Turbo's swap from fullback to centre is a gamble worth taking.
Tommy Turbo doing a club promotion. It's the first time we've seen him in weeks. Back when we last saw him, he was still a fullback.
Big call, mate?
Well, yeah, I suppose it is a big call as far as everyone knows. Tom Trbojevic is one of the elite fullbacks. But what we're trying to do, and it's been a joint decision between myself and Turbo, is keep him on the field and keep him in the game long term as well. So, yeah, we feel like it's the right call.
It's what suits the club and Tommy right now.
We're not saying it's a forever thing either. We just feel like taking some physical load off him with regards to the really high-end accelerations that a fullback has to do, but also the mental load. Look, a fullback is one of the key people on the field on both sides of the footy. There's a lot of mental load to that. We just want Turbo to get out there and enjoy himself. We want kids watching Turbo play for our club.
Seibold knows the decision doesn't come with a guarantee.
Is the Tommy move in any way a risk?
Well, I don't perceive it to be a risk. I think we've all seen him play at Origin level and excel as a centre. So the risk is if we don't move, if we keep doing the same thing. So as I said, this isn't going to bulletproof Turbo, but if we keep doing the same thing, we're going to continue to get the same results. So we're trying to go down a different path.
And he's ready to go.
His body's in great shape. He's been ready to train. We had a bye, so we had 3 or 4 days off, actually 4 days off, and he's continued to work through that little period there, and he would have been ready to go if we had a game last weekend.
Danny Weidler, NBN News.
The Wallabies say they can already feel a difference under new coach Joe Schmidt, the experienced mentor placing a huge emphasis on the fundamentals of the game at training.
Really nailing down those nitty-gritty areas, and it's refreshing for us as players, sort of understanding he's a decorated coach. He's done very well with Ireland.
Meanwhile, rugby has also seen the end of an era, with Michael Hooper announcing his retirement after missing selection for the Sevens team for the Olympic Games. It's the Grand Slam every tennis player dreams of winning. Wimbledon gets underway tonight, live on 9 and Stan Sport. Tony Jones and Todd Woodbridge are there.
Well, as you can probably see, an absolutely delightful day here in London for the opening day of Wimbledon. Todd Woodbridge is here, and the day could get even better for a certain Australian from the get-go.
It could for Alex Bolt, who got through qualifying, having saved match point along the way in the final round. He takes on Casper Ruud, who is seeded here, but if you're going to get a seed, possibly the best draw you could get, because he does not like playing on grass. Alex has got a big game, and I'm actually looking for an upset in this early one.
Yeah, what was Casper Ruud's quote about playing on grass?
Well, yeah, it's good for golf or something like that. Let's hope he gets an early tee time.
Now, Alex de Minaur, he's in action tomorrow. Interesting one, this campaign for Alex, because he's gone from clay in Paris to the grass at Wimbledon, then he go back to the clay in Paris. How do you get your head around that?
It's a season best for Alex, right? He's reached the quarters in Paris. That's his least favourite surface, so now he believes he can play on it. He's now at Wimbledon, his best surface, and he's looking for a good result. He's got a pretty good draw to get through, although he takes on Aussie James Duckworth in the opening round, which is a little bit of a disappointment, but expect a good result, and then back to Paris for the Olympics.
All right, and we'll see you a little later on tonight when we bring you the opening day of Wimbledon here on 9.
Thanks, TJ.
The Kookaburra squad announced for Paris today boasts the Hunters Kai Willett and the Central Coast Matt Dawson, and 3,000 games of international experience, a sixth of which belongs to Eddie Ockenden. The 37-year-old handed a ticket to Olympic Games number 5.
I just love playing. I love training as well, so I'm able to go to training at 6 o'clock in the morning with the guys and still enjoy that.
Our paddling team was also named today with Noemi Fox to join her sister, Olympic champion Jess Fox, on the plane to Paris. Next, dodging a bullet, England's stunning comeback to keep its Euros campaign alive, and high drama up front at the Austrian Grand Prix.
The all-new Mitsubishi Triton is here. Nothing can frighten a Triton.
So, expanding the warehouse.
Yeah, stock is moving.
Your numbers are looking good.
If decisions feel wild, our business experts can help you wrangle them.
Let's do it.
NAB. More than money.
The key to a perfect risotto is make your own stock.
Get real. Campbell's Real Stock is made from scratch from real ingredients.
Real flavour, real easy. Get real with Campbell's Real Stock. Try new chicken unsalted.
Head to Chemist Warehouse and save on big brands like Synovus Mega Vitamin C, $13.99. Schwarzkopf Hair Care range from just $7.69. And Happy Sleep Anti-Snoring Mouthpiece, $69.99. Chemist Warehouse. Tackle great savings this NRL season.
The fantastic clearance sale is on now, with over 4,000 products to choose from. Enjoy 30% off on the Blue Mattress range and save $100 off the Melody Queen bed, just $399. T's and C's apply. Find your fantastic.
As we get older, it's vital we keep eating well to live well. That's why Light and Easy introduced My Choice, a delicious range of smaller, protein-packed dinners, soups and desserts. And they're developed specifically to meet the nutritional needs of older Australians. And if you're on a home care package, your funding could cover 70% of the cost.
Because it's subsidised by the home care package, that makes it very economical for us.
Call Light and Easy today on 13 15 12.
Can I do the Lucky Deluxe Ultra Wash, please?
Add some thrill to your weight with the thrill of a $40 million jackpot every 3 minutes. Keno Go. Download the app now.
It's hard to tell pain, but I didn't want to do things. You know, when you've got 3 kids, you want to get out and about all the time. So you having no pain, that's vital. For me, the Good Feet store made a big difference.
See for yourself with a free personalised arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Announcing Radcliffe YE's latest land release, the Bayless Release. Build your dream home in this beautiful established estate, nestled in the stunning beauty of Lake Macquarie. Inquire today or go to radcliffeye.com.au.
Make your backyard dream come true with Australia's best patio range. The new Stratco Outback Gable. Strikingly stylish, exceptionally engineered, and easier to make your own. So whatever your dream, Stratco will bring the how-to. This report brought to you by Serena Tuna. Nothing compares.
An emotional Cam Davis has booked a spot at Augusta next year after claiming his second career PGA Tour win. The Aussie golfer was given a huge leg up after a thrilling final round.
One man's delight, another's devastation. This missed gimme putt. And he misses! Leaving Cam Davis $2.5 million richer.
From where I was a couple of weeks ago to today, it's just a completely different person. This is a little emotional, actually.
While Akshay Bhattia's miss left fans stunned, Davis got it done when it mattered most. A clutch birdie on the 17th.
Very good effort.
Followed by a great par save on the 18th, handing him his second career tour win. His first also coming at the Rocket Mortgage Classic 3 years ago.
I saw a little bit of a spark last week, but nothing to show this coming.
The win marking an incredible reversal of fortune. The Sydney sider resorting to a hypnotist to help end a brutal run of form.
I've done a lot of grinding to kind of get myself out of a hole, and to just all of a sudden do that. That's pretty good.
It brought an end to a thrilling final round in Detroit. Olympic-bound Aussie Minwoo Lee shooting a 2-under par 68 to finish one shot back in a four-way tie for second.
I played really good, but
there's a lot of things that I need to work on to get it to the next level.
Jacob Funk, NBN News.
A miracle goal from Jude Bellingham has saved England from elimination at the Euros. The spectacular equaliser coming in the 5th minute of stoppage time against Slovakia. Harry Kane then headed home a second goal for the Three Lions early in extra time to see them advance to the quarterfinals 2-1. Also this morning, Spain defeated Georgia 4-1. Oscar Piastri has been left disappointed despite a podium finish in a dramatic Austrian Formula One Grand Prix. Max Verstappen and Lando Norris tangled while fighting for the lead, leaving both their cars damaged. That clash handed George Russell the lead, which he held to the checkered flag. Piastri finished second, but felt he was denied a maiden victory after being relegated from 3rd to 7th on the starting grid due to a qualifying penalty. Rhiannon Ifland isn't putting a foot wrong in her quest for an 8th cliff diving world title, winning the latest round in Italy.
I think it's the 8th win in this location. I don't know, I must have a connection with Polignano Amari.
The next event is in Ireland. After a heavy loss on the road, the North Stars ended the weekend with a win at home over Brisbane. Newcastle remains 4th on the combined 2 conference ladder. The North Stars were blown away by the Brave in the first period on Saturday. Newcastle went from being level to trailing by 2 in as many minutes.
Casey Cabarra, shot, goal!
Canberra eventually running out winners 7-3. Back home on Sunday, the North Stars responded in style against the Lightning. Francis Drolet scoring for the 46th time this season in the 3-2 win.
Firing going by Francis Drolet from distance.
Souths remain in touch with the top 4 in the Hunter Coast Premier Hockey League. The Tigers gave them a scare in round 11, but the Lions walked away 2-1 winners. West drew with Gosford and Norths beat Maitland. Bronte Peel continues to find the back of the net in the NPLW, scoring a brace in the Magpies' 3-0 win over the Magic. Ladder leaders Olympic smashed Mid-Coast 8-0. And Azuri remains on the charge. The 5-1 result against Rosebud, the side's 3rd win in a row. And mechanical dramas spoiled Tom Heyman's weekend at Queensland Raceway.
Devastating end to your race from P2. Do you know what's wrong?
Not too sure, to be honest. Just had a big vibration coming down to the last corner and lost all drive coming out of the exit.
He came from the back of the field to finish 4th in race 3 of the TA2 Muscle Series before a steering rack failure ended his round. The build-up to the America's Cup is gathering pace across the globe. The oldest competition in world sport is entering a new era, and a young Lake Macquarie sailor is set to be a part of it.
It's crunch time for Team Australia, with just 2 months left until the most prestigious event in world sailing.
It's pretty surreal. I've been wanting to be like the role models I looked up to as a young girl for a long time, so to be in this position is really special.
Sarah Hoffman is the youngest member of the squad, set to compete in Barcelona later this year in the first ever women's regatta at the America's Cup. The 21-year-old's dedication to her sport, remarkable.
Training on the simulator every day, Monday to Friday in Sydney. It's been a really good way to learn how these boats work and communicate well as a team.
And all that training seems to be paying off.
We had a proper competition on the simulator a few weeks ago and finished out second in 12 boats. So we're super happy with that and definitely boosted our confidence going into the real thing.
But the Aussies still have plenty of work to do, considering they won't get to hit the water on their race yacht until they get to Barcelona. And they're hoping to do that a month before the competition starts.
It's really critical that we get them some on-water training in the AC40 in Barcelona, and we're hoping to have that in August. That requires some significant funding.
The Hunters sailing community came out to support the team over the weekend, the next generation of sailors already looking to this new one for inspiration. Olivia Dillon, NBN News.
And Sarah, just one of many Lake Macquarie sailors who will be competing.
Yep, they know how to do it, don't they?
They do.
Thanks, Adam.
All right, thank you. Well, no shortage of southerly winds about today. Most locations across the region currently sitting at about 11 degrees. It's chilly out there. Weather details next.
The ex-con who moved into a pensioner's paradise
and trash the place. A current affair next.
Hey, mate, it's time to go home. I can't!
Don't get stuck in pain. Voltaren gel penetrates deep into the skin to reduce inflammation and relieve pain to get you moving sooner.
I'm back!
Voltaren, the joy of movement.
From Sunday crunch time to Monday lunchtime. Go big on flavour this winter with our award-winning Coles boneless pork belly roast. Down to just $16 a kilo. That's great value, hands down at Coles.
Do you promise to care for her in sickness and in health?
I do.
Robert, do you promise to provide a lifetime guarantee on all work with almost any car repair?
It's the care I require, Robert.
You want me to take your keys?
I do.
Get the care you deserve at My Car Tyre and Auto. People first.
At TAFE New South Wales, we aim to turn potential into not just skills, but skillaroo. Whether you want to learn a new skill, upskill, or reskill, there are hundreds of affordable courses to choose from. Enroll now for semester 2.
Dad, have you seen the boat keys? Nope.
Should have gone to Specsavers. Book an eye test today.
There'll be lunches from Cape York to Broome and on warm afternoons near Mudgee. Because Tip Top bakes every day with Australian wheat.
The all-new Mitsubishi Triton is here.
Nothing can frighten a Triton.
Take your mother. That.
From grassroots to the games, Harvey Norman, proudly supporting Australian athletes.
The local advertising is brought to you by NRA Insurance. We'll be here to help.
Middle month of winter is here, and it's certainly feeling like it, a very consistent southerly influence, and there's more shower activity expected. The big rain band moved through yesterday, producing 1 to 30 millimetres from the upper Hunt over the mountain areas out towards Bendemeer, which is north of Tamworth. It was very, very consistent. That band has moved into southern Queensland, but left behind now is this speckled cloud. That is cold polar air. Now, it's rolling over that ocean. Now, there is a little bit of good news for us. Sea surface temperatures have actually cooled now off our coast. The warm pool is further north of Port Macquarie off the Coffs Coast, so they are going to be a lot wetter than us. We're going to see southwesterly, southeasterly winds, and that is going to drive in the cold air, the cloud, and showers, but not as heavy as areas to the north. So we saw a little bit of a break today. Most of it buzzed by offshore, particularly during the morning hours, a little bit moving in throughout this evening, and it's going to be a similar theme in the coming days, a hit and miss affair with the shower activity on the way. But look, it is very, very cold at the moment, right throughout all of southeastern Australia. The Alice, just 12 degrees, 17 in Brisbane tomorrow, lucky to reach the mid-teens, even for Sydney, feeling it right throughout the southeast. It is going to be dry though for Hobart, Melbourne, Perth's got some showers, 19 on the way. Warmth and sunshine, move north because this is winter, and the showers moving in, little drizzle patches, some heavier falls. We only maxed out generally into the mid-teens. Another bright side, we're not seeing the frost form, too much air moving around. Wind chill factors are there, so it makes it feel close to freezing with these winds driving through. Stronger along the coast, slowing down due to the friction of the land across the region. So there it is, partly cloudy, the occasional shower moving through. Once the winds bend around, some more consistent shower activity, but that is the real wet stuff further north of Seal Rock. So we're going to be quite lucky, even though it's not really going to feel like it because it's going to be cold. We're looking at about 16, 17 degrees, partly cloudy conditions, southerly winds keeping temperatures down, and isolated shower activity moving through on and off overnight and throughout the days as well. Limited numbers reaching the Hunter, but still quite cold, only 15. But as I said, the overnight minimum there is not too bad, but it will feel very, very chilly with that cold air moving through. And snow falling above 1,500 metres across the tops as well. Swell at 2.5 metres, messy on the open beaches, sun to rise 5 to 7, down at 5. Tomorrow morning we're dropping to the low tide, getting there at 10:45, coming back up in the afternoon. 2.5 metres of southerly messy swell. Showers on and off right throughout the week and into the weekend, but you can see not too bad. Generally less than 10 millimetres expected once we get into the middle of the week. Very limited stuff, generally dry, just cold for the upper Hunter, but the central coast copying that shower activity on and off for the rest of the week. As we check in with the surf on this Monday, sums it up right there. It's not beach weather and no one's really down there. A couple of winter storm riders, you've got to be keen to get out and take it on at the moment. Quality is poor in the open section. Southern protected corners your only option, but they too are quite messy. So yeah, we get through this week and then we've got a significant inland rain event this time next week. So yeah, July turning it on already.
Keep serving it up, don't you? Thank you for that, Gav. That is NBN News for this Monday. A current affair is next and we'll have updates throughout the evening.
So thanks for your company from all of the NBN team.
Good night.
Good night.